and I've directed an urgent cross-department effort. And we've referred the matter to the Department of Justice, which has opened a criminal investigation. Now, I can't say much more while the Justice Department's investigation is ongoing, but we take this very seriously. And we will continue to work closely with our outstanding allies and partners, and nothing will ever stop us from keeping America secure.
The Ministry of Defence has said in a statement, the widely reported leak of alleged classified US information has demonstrated a serious level of inaccuracy. Readers should be cautious about taking at face value allegations that have the potential to spread disinformation. Well, for more on this, I'm joined by Defence and Security Analyst Michael Clark. Good to see you, Michael. Very sensitive, very serious claims here. What do you make of these allegations that Western special forces, namely British special forces, have been operating in Ukraine?
Yes, according to the documents, if there are about 97 or 100 special forces personnel inside Ukraine, about 50 of them are British, according to the documents. Now, the MOD has said that these documents are peppered with inaccuracies, but it doesn't say where, so they may or may not be true. And, of course, the government, quite rightly, never confirms or denies any story about the special forces. But it would not be surprising if special forces were not involved in Ukraine, and the government's never going to talk about it. And I'd be surprised if they weren't doing something in relation to Ukraine, if only training on the outskirts of Ukraine. But this implies that they're operationally active inside the country, not just British special forces, but American, French, Netherlands and Latvian special forces in very small numbers. But if this is true, then the British have got more than anyone else in the country.
Certainly, we knew that British troops, American special forces were deployed to surrounding countries at the start of the war. That wasn't a secret. But for NATO boots to be on the ground in Ukraine is very different. That it crosses a line, if you like. If they were there, hypothetically, what sort of roles might they be doing?
Well, I mean, they do quite a lot of training, but if they're operational, you can train outside the country. So if they're operational, what they'll be doing, if they are there, is what they always do, which is to sit and watch. I mean, what makes them special? They think the special forces are very glamorous. And what they do is not very glamorous at all. They sit and watch. They're reconnaissance troops. They just find out what's going on and report back. And what makes them special is that they can exist in ones and twos, in very small units, and they can exist in any environment, anywhere in the world, in jungles, in deserts, in the hills of Afghanistan. They can blend in without support and sit there for long periods and just tell you what's going on. And that even goes down to the Special Reconnaissance Regiment that can sit in a doorway in London, appearing to be a drunken homeless person, and just watch what's going on if they're onto counter-terrorism issues. And so the fact is that these people can produce paralysing violence against the king's enemies. And they do, occasionally, but that's not what they are trained to do. It's how they get themselves out of situations or when they need to be used very specifically. But the vast, vast majority of their work is to be able to sit quietly, undetected, and watch what's going on. And if we have special forces in Ukraine, my guess is that's the sort of thing that they would be doing.
And certainly it could be something that the Kremlin already is aware of, but for it to be publicly acknowledged, is that a game changer in terms of Putin potentially having to react in some way? No. I mean, the Russians would use this as propaganda and they'd say, oh, it proves that NATO troops are on the ground. And we'd say, we don't confirm or deny anything, and that's it. It's called vranyo. Vranyo is this Russian word, which means that I know you don't believe the story I'm telling you. I don't believe it either, but it's the story I'm telling you. OK, certainly what they do is shrouded in secrecy, certainly. But thank you very much for breaking that down for us. Thank you.